It's a dangerous job being the president of Russia. Just ask Vladimir Putin. With an astounding 43 assassination attempts on his life, Putin has had to navigate a treacherous web of plots and conspiracies, unlike any other world leader. But how exactly has he managed to cheat death time and time again? In this video, we're going to dive deep into the intricate security measures that have kept Putin alive and in power, uncovering the incredible stories behind his miraculous escapes. Join us as we peel back the layers of Putin's security apparatus and reveal the extraordinary lengths his team goes to keep him alive and in power. Assassination attempts. Now let's start at the beginning, shall we? When Vladimir Putin first stepped into the role of President of Russia back in 1999, it's fair to say that he had a target painted on his back. The Russian mafia, who had grown powerful and influential during the Boris Yeltsin era, saw Putin as a threat to their criminal empire, and they wasted no time in trying to take him out. In fact, the very first year of Putin's presidency saw a car bomb plot aimed at eliminating him. Just as he was settling into the job, he had to deal with these ruthless gangsters trying to blow him up. But Putin and his security team were on high alert, and they managed to foil the plot before it could be carried out. That was just the start, though. Over the next 2 decades, Putin would face an incredible 43 attempts on his life, each one more audacious and daring than the last. From militant groups in Uzbekistan to sharpshooters in Red Square, it seems like there was no shortage of people who wanted Putin gone for good. One of the most chilling attempts happened in 2002, when Putin was staying at a hotel in Yalta. Poison jam. That was the weapon of choice. Luckily, his security team was quick to act, and they prevented Putin from consuming the deadly spread. And the attempts just kept on coming. In Azerbaijan, an Iraqi man with ties to Chechen rebels set his sights on Putin, only to be apprehended by the local authorities. Then there were the foiled explosive plots near the Kremlin and the averted poisoning in a foreign country. It was like a never-ending game of cat and mouse, with Putin always seeming to come out on top. But what's even more remarkable is the sheer audacity of some of these assassination plots. In 2012, for instance, Ukrainian authorities arrested a group that was planning to take out Putin during one of his visits to the country. Yet, despite all of these attempts, Putin has managed to survive, time and time again. It's almost as if he has a 9th life, like a cat that just can't be killed. But of course, his survival isn't simply a matter of luck or divine intervention. It's the result of the incredible security apparatus that has been built around him. And let's not forget the political significance of these assassination attempts. Each one serves as a stark reminder of the dangers that come with being a Russian ruler and the constant state of fear and isolation that Putin must operate in. It's a heavy burden to bear, but one that he seems determined to carry no matter the cost. Putin's security. So how exactly has Putin managed to survive all of these assassination attempts? Well, it all comes down to the incredible security apparatus that has been built around him. At the heart of it all is the Federal Protective Service, or the FSO as it's known. Now, the FSO is no ordinary security detail. It's the descendant of the legendary KGB, and it's grown into a formidable powerhouse, responsible for protecting not just the president, but the entire Russian government and its vital facilities. With an estimated workforce of 50,000 dedicated personnel, these guys are no joke. As a former KGB agent, Putin is well aware that the majority of plots on his life come from within. That's why the president never puts all of his trust in one organization. So he's established his own personal security force, the National Guard, to act as a counterbalance to the growing power of the FSO. The National Guard, with over 340,000 troops at its disposal, is primarily tasked with deterring any high-ranking officials, military or otherwise, from thinking they can overthrow Putin. It's like having your own private army, ready to spring into action at a moment's notice. Now here's the interesting part. The National Guard isn't primarily tasked with preventing assassination attempts or saving the president's life. Nope, their main job is to look intimidating and deter any high-ranking official, be it military or otherwise, from thinking they can get the upper hand with a bunch of soldiers backing them up. But the real heroes, the ones who put their lives on the line to keep Putin safe, are the members of the President's Security Service, or the SBP as they're called. These guys are the creme de la creme, the elite among the elite. You see, the SBP is the secret weapon within the FSO, and their sole focus is on keeping the Russian president alive and well. From the personal bodyguards who are always by Putin's side to the snipers strategically positioned on rooftops, these are the individuals who are willing to go to any lengths to protect their leader. When it comes to protecting the Russian president, the SBP leaves nothing to chance. Unlike typical police officers, the bodyguards tasked with safeguarding Vladimir Putin are specially selected and trained to use lethal force without hesitation if needed. You see, the SBP recognizes that Putin's life is under constant threat, so they can't afford to have bodyguards who might hesitate when faced with a dire situation. That's why former police officers, with their training and apprehension techniques, are not typically included in this elite unit. Instead, the SBP relies on operational psychologists, experts who can analyze facial expressions and body language to detect potential threats before they materialize. These bodyguards, often referred to as the Musketeers, undergo an incredibly rigorous selection and training process. To even be considered, they must be between 19 and 35 years old, stand between 5 feet 7 inches and 6 feet 2 inches tall, and have a visibly fit, muscular physique. But physical prowess is just the beginning. They must also be fluent in at least 5 foreign languages and have a deep understanding of politics and geopolitics. When you see these musketeers standing next to Putin, their imposing presence is undeniable. They carry sleek black leather briefcases that aren't just for show. They're actually state-of-the-art bulletproof shields, capable of withstanding a wide range of ammunition. But the Musketeers aren't just packing fancy briefcases. Their arsenal includes 9mm Gurza pistols, loaded with armor-piercing bullets, effective up to 50 meters. And they even have Kevlar umbrellas in their gear. These umbrellas serve a dual purpose, acting as small-caliber weapon shields, while also keeping the bodyguards dry on a rainy day. Yet, the Musketeers are just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Putin's security detail. Beyond the imposing Musketeers, there's another highly specialized unit within Putin's security detail: the secret guards who blend seamlessly into the public. These experts in human behavior and psychology are tasked with a critical mission: detecting any signs of unrest or potential threats before they can get near the Russian president. Using their keen observational skills, these undercover agents scour the crowds, scanning for the slightest indication that something might be amiss. Their primary role is to gather real-time intelligence and coordinate with the other security units to neutralize any identified threats, often before they can even materialize. And let's not forget the elite snipers, the silent sentinels who take up strategic positions on rooftops and within buildings, keeping a constant vigil over Putin's movements. With laser-sharp focus, these marksmen diligently scan the environment, ready to spring into action at the first sign of danger. In fact, you might even spot these snipers intentionally placed in visible locations, serving as a stark deterrent to potential assailants. Their mere presence is enough to make anyone thinking of targeting the Russian president think twice. But the security measures don't stop there. There's an entire unit dedicated to securing the perimeter during Putin's movements outside the Kremlin. These experts carefully plan the routes, meticulously avoiding any potential hotspots or areas prone to civil unrest. And when the president travels abroad, they work hand in hand with local law enforcement to address any threats before they can even get close. Even Putin's accommodations are subject to the most rigorous checks. The security team sweeps every inch of the premises, searching for explosives, hidden cameras, and any other potential threats, sealing the locations until the president's arrival. It's a level of attention to detail that's simply astounding. And let's not forget the final layer of protection: Putin's food tasters. These aren't your ordinary culinary connoisseurs. No, these are highly trained scientists equipped with mobile laboratories whose sole job is to analyze every morsel and sip that passes the president's lips. They maintain a constant state of vigilance, ready to sound the alarm at the slightest hint of foul play. But the security measures don't stop there. Even those rare, unscripted moments when Putin interacts with the public are actually scripted acts. Take, for example, that time when Putin was sharing a pistachio ice cream cone with the Turkish President Erdogan during a visit to Russia. At first glance, it might have just seemed like a casual moment, but when you understand how seriously Putin takes his security, it becomes evident that the ice cream girl was most likely an SBP agent in disguise. And a few months later, the same ice cream girl showed up at another one of Putin's events, thousands of miles away. These SBP agents are master chameleons, blending seamlessly with the crowd to keep a watchful eye on their charge. But the security measures don't stop there. When it comes to Putin's travels within Russia, the SBP takes no chances. The security measures are taken to a whole other level. We're talking about a full-blown military parade, complete with a fleet of armored vans and the crown jewel of the convoy, Putin's very own limousine, the Aurus Senate. Putin's limo. This thing is a mobile bunker. I mean, it can withstand a barrage of bullets, landmines, chemical gas attacks, and even small-scale missile assaults. And it's got a concealed emergency exit at the rear, just in case things really hit the fan. But the Aurus Senate isn't just a fortress on wheels. It's also a state-of-the-art communication hub, allowing Putin to stay connected and in command even in the midst of a crisis. Equipped with cutting-edge technology, this car is a true marvel of engineering, designed to keep the Russian president safe no matter what. And let's not forget the impressive performance capabilities of this beast. The Aurus Senate is powered by a 4.4-liter V8 engine that produces a whopping 598 horsepower and 889 Newton-meters of torque. With a top speed of 249 kilometers per hour, 155 miles per hour, and a 0 to 100 kilometers per hour, 0 to 62 miles per hour, time of just 6 seconds, this car can easily outmaneuver any potential threats. But the security measures don't stop there. The entire motorcade that accompanies Putin during his travels is a masterclass in protection. Along with the armored vans, there are also teams of elite snipers and Secret Service agents strategically positioned to keep a watchful eye on the proceedings. These agents are trained to detect the slightest signs of trouble and are authorized to use lethal force if necessary. They're not messing around, and their sole mission is to ensure that Putin arrives at his destination safely, no matter the cost. And let's not forget about the preparation that goes into these trips. The SBP, Putin's personal security detail, works closely with local law enforcement agencies to secure the routes and preemptively address any potential threats. They leave nothing to chance, meticulously searching for explosives and spy devices, sealing the premises until Putin's arrival. It's a level of security that's truly unparalleled, and it's all in the name of keeping Vladimir Putin safe. These men and women are willing to put their lives on the line to protect their leader, and they've proven time and time again that they're up to the task. But you know, as impressive as this security apparatus is, it also speaks to the constant state of fear and isolation that Putin must operate in. Every Russian ruler, from the Tsars of old to modern-day dictators, must inhabit this condition of extreme vigilance, knowing that their power is always under threat. It's a heavy price to pay, both for the ruler and the ruled. And while we may be in awe of the lengths that Putin's security team goes to keep him alive, we must also remember the true cost of living under such a system. It's a delicate balance, one that Putin and his predecessors have had to navigate for centuries.